Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. Today's video we're going to talk about some Master League battles. We have some battles to review submitted to the channel by PL90. We're going to showcase a team that is extremely popular in the Master League that has some sort of core breakers, lots of core breakers that are like actually very meta. So PL9 submitted those battles to the channel, so much appreciated. And today's video we're gonna try to provide him with as much feedback as possible. So this is some sort of an educational series I used to do. So if you guys are interested, make sure to leave a comment and say. So let's go to the team. It is a Master League team that is, you can see it looks like meta, but there is no dog, there is no wolf. And you can see that it's a Palkia, Dialga, Ho-Oh. With these type of teams, here we have Palkia as the lead. Now, if you know Master League, Palkia is going to win half 50% of the leads, but this team does not have a safe switch because we don't switch out. This is an ABA team, it's an ABA dragon. You lead the dragon that is more likely to win leads. Also, when you lose lead, you don't lose the lead pretty hard. So Palkia, like, what's the worst case scenario? You're gonna lead into Zacian, it's not a bad matchup. So you're just gonna play it out. So let's just go and watch these battles and we will be able to do some sort of judgment. So, as I said, you're going to win 50% of the leads. So here they go into Zekrom. Usually when they switch to a dragon, you switch right away to your dragon. To your dragon counter, which is the Dialga, because we don't want to end up shielding. But to be honest, Zekrom wins the 0 against Dialga if they have Outrage. But is this an Outrage? It doesn't look so, right? And PL90 here is actually counting. And opponent is trying to catch. And that was actually great timing. I feel like opponent missed some timing because you can see that, oh my god, that's actually phenomenal timing. So far everything looks ideal other than I would just switch out to the Dialga if they bring in Zekrom. We aggressively switched and it's not the most ideal situation, like, because remember that opponent, can the opponent switch or no? I mean, technically we did not beat the Ho-Oh, which means they switched, we did beat the Ho-Oh, which means we could have switched out. And now the play is basically try and wait for the catch, okay? Because if we throw and they catch, we lose. And I think we should have just shielded that. I think here PL90 fell in the trap where he thought that the opponent is basically just doesn't have wild charge because they kept throwing crunches, but we can see that it wasn't as ideal as that. And this is where, like, we have a team comp issue where, like, we just don't have an answer to a Zekrom safe swap. But also in your defense, Zekrom is not a popular Pokemon, right? But I would still just get out into Dialga, to be honest. Here, opponent seems to not have an answer to the Palkia in the lead. And here's the thing, you have to throw before them. Just so you don't end up in a situation like this. But okay, we were fast on the switch. They bring in Zacian. But what they are doing, they maybe are trying to bait out the Ho-Oh, but it doesn't matter for us, to be honest. We can just do 2 and then throw, and we can do some sort of under charge. This is actually beautifully played. Like the under charge, look at that. We get an extension rate, and now we should be able to get to a Brave Bird no matter what they have, even against a Kyogre. So now there is a debate here. Should we bait or no? I would say never bait in this situation because we can get to another move. And also, we have a loaded Palkia. Now, they did not shield. And now we can just go to Palkia, tap our move. Now, if the opponent is smart, they would have switched out right away. But it doesn't matter for us. And here, we are just going to outnumber them. Ideally, you're just going to take a shield. And then you go to the Dialga. And then they top left, just like that. So that was a nice gaming. That was a Master League showcase. Landorus is one of the annoying Pokemons, and all we need to do is throw Aqua Tails. Okay, now remember that Dragon Breath doesn't do as much damage as it used to, but still does enough. I don't hate this chip, by the way. You might be thinking that this is actually bad. I would actually just go to Ho-Oh, to be honest. Here, your Dialga answer is Ho-Oh. Now, you might be saying that they are trying to bait out the Ho-Oh, and that's not wrong. That's actually could be correct. But I would still go to Ho-Oh and leave with some sort of energy. And as you can see, they were actually trying to bait out the Ho-Oh, and Mr. PL90 did not fall for that. So they deserve some credit, so that's a well done play. Do we shield here? No, never. And then now we go to Ho-Oh, they switch. So here's something. That's actually a very good play. Like if you see when he went to the ho-oh, he did not do a fast move. He was waiting to see them swapping out, which would happen because if you do an incinerate, we will be stuck in the animation. And now we must be shielding it. I actually don't think we actually need the shield. You could have actually just no shield and then just incinerate them down at that point. But that would be very risky, right? We can, okay, that was another CMP. So now the play is like this. We do one incinerate. Oh my god, I think opponent actually transferred. So we have to farm them down and pray. Because I think they are either one away or they have the move. Okay, they were one away, so I was correct. This game right here is a masterclass. So well done, Mr. PL90. I don't think there is a feedback I could provide here. Next game, we have the same one. So Palkia into Landorus, just throw the Aqua Tail right away. Usually Landorus doesn't need to switch out because they can just shield and debuff you to the Oblivion. And that's what Landorus is good at, which is debuffing. The downside of Landorus is that Landorus is just not that oppressive, not as it used to be. And here we fell into the same problem, but now we have a shield, which means you play it this way. If they build up to the outrage, you shield. If they build up to the crunch, you don't shield, okay? You might be thinking that Ho-Oh is bad into Landorus. It's actually not bad, and the Incinerate does way too much damage. And okay, we did not shield the first one, the second one, so it's ended up being in the same situations. Now what's the play? If they bring in Landorus, we're just gonna throw these Iron Heads. These Iron Head will do quite good damage, right? Opponent's trying to catch on Zacian. I don't know what to tell you because now you are about to get toasted by this turkey. And yeah, I think that this is just actually been played the way it's supposed to, and that Zacian go back to their trainer and we collect the win. Next game. This is where like this team starts choking. So what's the play here? Well, we have to build up, and the more you build up, the better. It's ideal if you let them throw first, but I think the opponent is playing it smart, and they did shield. Why did they shield? Because some Palkias actually run Hydro Pump or Fire Blast, and it does one shot. So that's a good reason to build up. So we grab the shield, and now they are debuffed. This is a good shield, actually, because we can chip them even more. And look how good this matchup is. This matchup became way better for Palkia. Look at that. We won the one shield, and that's why we do it. And now we did not get to the charge move. This is actually some bad situation. So we have to go to Ho-Oh. Why? Well, basically, they had Zacian in the lead, right? And that means they have a Ho-Oh counter in the back. This is not a Ho-Oh counter, which means whatever in the back is a Ho-Oh counter. And you see, it's a Palkia. So this is what I say. Like, I do like the reading from PL90s. Like, don't you have to go Ho-Oh there because whatever is in the back, it's a Ho-Oh answer. We had to shield there, but I think we could have just let it go, to be honest, because we do survive the special rend. And now we just have to throw Iron Heads. We don't need to even build up. That was phenomenal timing. So far, it's just a master class. I think there's going to be like some Shadow Ball, and then we can switch out and try to get to the move. And annoyingly enough, Lunala is just too tanky. So that was a Lunala gaming. And that's actually the reason why I do enjoy playing Lunala. Like you saw there why Lunala is so good, because it's just so good at being a neutral Pokemon. Okay, let's move to the next game. This is actually a good matchup for Lunala, because Lunala can bait and still almost one-shot with the Moonblast. Usually if they throw before you, it's Shadow Ball. Think of it that way. Why it's Shadow Ball? Because people, the first one to throw is more likely to bait. Think of it that way. If you throw first, 100% is going to be a bait, because people shield their energy, and we had so much energy, which means we're gonna 100% shield, right? So like, look at this. We shield, we bait because we can, because we have lots of energy, so we're gonna protect that energy, right? And here we managed to grab both shield and Palkia, actually just to sweep an entire team. Why are we going Ho-Oh here and playing with our food? I think he's just trolling his opponent just to drain his power. So we're gonna shield here a Fusion Flare. Why would we shield there? There is nowhere there in Stone Edge. By the way, do you guys know that Reshiram has a Stone Edge? And now we're just going to switch out and farm them down. I don't know what this Reshiram is doing. All I know is that it doesn't matter. Even if it's a Draco, we can still win this game. So that was a good game. Nicely done. Let's move to the next one. Hero something something. Palkia into Lunala again. So how do we play the Lunala? If you call the Shadow Ball bait, it's good. Nuking is actually a bad idea, because if they shield it, you lose the entire game. So as I said, if you call the Shadow Ball bait, you are in a 100% better situation. Special Rend landed. That was actually like some gutsy play. You kind of need like some big ego to no shield there, which is good. We're just gonna build up. I feel like we could have just built up even more, because technically we don't care about the Palkia as much, right? Like, they can easily still no shield this and still win the game. So we need to build up more energy to pressure them to throw. So it's gonna be a close combat, which is kind of funny, because now we can just go to the and hopefully they do some. Is Zekrom meta nowadays? Because I've seen more Zekroms in these battles than my entire GBL career. I don't think I've ever played more than 2 Zekroms. I've seen 3 or 4. This is a very greedy bait because okay, that was a good bait. A greedy bait is a good bait, guys. And so I'm saying, if they have Outrage, we're just gonna lose. Remember, guys, when I told you this team is weak to Outrage Zekrom? That's just how Master League is. If they have a Core Breaker, you only win condition is that you shield their nuke and you call their bait. So if you don't shield their nuke, you're technically just gonna lose. That's like that's GBL in a nutshell. We're just gonna go for the special then, and they did not shield it, so that was a well done. We shielded their Outrage, which means we can farm them all the way down. We are in a huge advantage. Now, usually they will come in with a Zacian or a Lando. Yeah, it must be a Zacian, right? There has to be a Zacian somewhere on every team. I would have just build up here. Ideally, your goal is to let them throw, not to throw your energy in this matchup, especially when you win the lead by that much energy. Your goal is to let them throw, so it's good to throw one, but then at one point you need to overfarm. This is kind of funny. So we have to go probably don't even. Oh my god, that was what I was I was about to say. We need, if we can just go to Dialga and anticipate them just swapping out, that would be like a 5-hit strategy. So now all we need to do is just to grab a section shield and just land as much damage as possible, because we're not gonna get this. They will 100% get to a move. I don't agree with this. I would rather just stay in and incinerate them down after, because look at that health. They just get to the Outrage, right? Oh, they double fusion bold. I'm sure if we stayed in, we would have still won. But hey, it's not a bad reaction. We were able to get to the Iron Head, and this Iron Head should be able to KO. So I'm assuming PL90 has more experience than me in Master League, because that was just an experience gameplay. Okay, let's move to the next battle. Palkia Mir. How do you play the Palkia Mir? You always shield and you always bait. Yeah, so if you always shield, always bait, when do you win? Oh my god, we have to build up again. So this is actually a great play. If they catch your move and their fast move doesn't do that much damage to you, similar to this situation, you need to build up again to your energy. Why? Because it's a free energy. Their fast move does no damage. Look at the damage we lost because of Metallic Claw. Nothing. And then we go to the hot counter. And then we see that the game is lagging, because we can easily just farm them down. Okay, what's they gonna do? Aqua Tail? Doesn't matter. I like what he did here. Basically, we overfarm, force them to throw their energy, and now we can throw our energy, and we can just get the hell out. Okay? Get the hell out. Exactly, just like that. They're trying to catch on Lunala. It's actually not that big of a deal, because we can just build up and try to throw our special rend, because they have to respect this. No, I'm sure they had to respect this. There's no way you can call that. Like, you're already in a health disadvantage, right? But maybe that's their case. Like, I'm already in a disadvantage, so I need to do it. So we're just gonna go for the Brave Bird here and try to knock them out. They shielded, but it doesn't matter, because now all we need to do is just to shield, farm down PL90. It's like, nah, this is bluff. Okay, it wasn't a bluff. But I guess they had too much energy, so we needed to call something, right? That was 100 energy, and this is a good game. So thank you so much, Mr. PL90, and thank you so much for sending us these battles. If you guys like this Master League content, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.